Hey, yo, what's good, people? Let's get right into it, man. L Selector's in the building. We're gonna
Yep.
quickly talk about this Christmas list situation. L Selector, let the people know while going,
Yeah, you already know what it is. Back at it again. Interesting topic. This is gonna be a doozy.
bro. So, if you don't know this channel, we talk about sports. We talk about pretty much everything that's going on within like the travel space and a little bit of hip hop. More so leaning towards the GTA, the Greater Toronto area, and worldwide. So let's get right into it. And if you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel, subscribe to us, like this channel. And here we are. Right now, we're looking at Christmas list. If you don't know, we're gonna talk about, man. Did he go too far? He basically got arrested in Trinidad for um yeah, for interviewing gang members. We're gonna get a little bit deeper into it. But if you don't know who this is, he's a YouTuber. He's from Toronto, and he has amassed a large following of over 300 plus thousand subscribers. So over 300,000 subscribers. So he's not no, no he's a big fish out here in these YouTube streets, especially being from Toronto. That's pretty dope. So not to give too much information, but being from Toronto, not want to give any specifics or anything of like where I grew up, might too much information out there like that. But I'm from Toronto, and yeah, this kind of hits home. We talk about travel, so this kind of hits home. We travel. We've been traveling for a very long time collectively, right? El Selector, they weren't there. They weren't there the Vegas nights. You know what
Nah,
I mean? They
nah,
weren't they weren't there.
they
This is
weren't
before
there.
the YouTube times, right? So now in this new age of YouTube, how people are out here filming, exploring, tracking their journeys through life, you know, like this is just crazy. That people can be arrested for seemingly doing journalism. That's one side of it, but on the other side of it, there's another side of it too. I mean, is he exploiting these people? Is he exploiting? Has he ever built a house in Trinidad? Has he ever, gave money to the kids in Afghanistan, like, to go do whatever they got to do to better their lives? There's kind of two sides to it. So we're gonna talk about both sides. But to start, let's just quickly show you, bro, like real quick with some commentary. Like he's driving right now in this video that I have playing through Toronto. So he's driving through Toronto. Drake, Toronto, Toronto, right? This is the Jane Street.
It's one of
This
the
is the
most
quote
dangerous
unquote
neighborhoods.
one of Toronto's most quote unquote most notorious dangerous neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, let's play it. Let's play it. Fair use, fair use. Everything's fair use.
It depends. Public schools do it, but I don't think my school doesn't do it. I know schools in Guelph and Hamilton do it,
Okay.
but it's mainly public schools. I know Chaminade does it. Chaminade's like run the only Catholic ones that does it, which is what high school you went to.
Yeah.
So
He's telling me what high school I went to. Thank you.
no problem. Anytime.
So yeah, here's Jane Street. We're now officially on Jane. Got to represent, and we're gonna go to Weston as well. Weston Road is another neighborhood that's known for wrongdoings. This is where my grandmother lived my whole life. My dad's mother, right here. This is the building.
So basically, this is what he does. This is what he does. He drive like even look at the title of this video. Exploring Toronto's notorious Jane Street. This is what he does. Like he would you say he's like this is salacious content? I'll select I'm just gonna put it out there. Is this salacious content? Is he just exploring and trying to make money and reap money off this quote unquote danger content that's like so prevalent on YouTube nowadays? What do you
I
think?
think I honestly think. Do I think he's making money off of it? Well, how many views does he have on this video? 86K. So he has a lot of views on it. So there obviously is a check coming his way. Now, as far as him I think people want to see this kind of content. That's the thing. Like human beings are intrigued by the luxury, but they're intrigued by the danger as well. So people always want to see the yin and the yang to everything, right? And obviously, if people show certain types of lifestyles, people always want to see certain types of lifestyles as well. And people who are not familiar from certain areas, they might have heard of a certain area, and they're intrigued about by that area. So therefore, they want to see what goes on, or how it looks like, or the type of people that are there, or the daily activity, or the hoopla, the hype around certain areas. Let's be real. Some people live vicariously through the internet, right? They're never going to be able to actually go to these areas, right? Or not saying they'll never be able to. It's up to them if they want to make the the pilgrim to that area. But at the same time, it's kind of like they watch these videos and they get an idea, and they kind of get a kick, and they get to see what's like in certain areas they hear about. Maybe in songs they might have heard about it, certain references, or certain people talking, or maybe they're interested in where he's from. Who is he? So he's giving people a tour guide of where he grew up and the community that he lives in. He's obviously from North York, right? In the Toronto area, right? So he actually is from Toronto. So he's showing people where he's from, and I think people are intrigued of where he's from. They want to know where he's from and who he is. So I think it's dope.
I think it's though. Okay, so uh, what I say is there's this show called Black Mirror. I don't know if you heard of it, right? They
Yeah.
did this episode on the latest season called I think it's Everybody Hates Joan or something with Joan
Mhm.
basically. And
Yeah.
within that episode, there was a scene where they wanted there was a scene where there was this the main character who was Joan, she hacked into Netflix's like database or something like that. It
Yeah.
wasn't actually Netflix, but like an offshoot of Netflix. And within that particular scene, the head of Netflix that she was talking to said that Netflix does research on algorithms, and they noticed that when the title of something is nice, people aren't going to click it. When the title of something is more salacious or negative, then people are going to click it. So I'm thinking a lot of people might be thinking that what you're thinking, but a lot of people on the other side are also thinking that maybe he's just doing this to get views and to stay in the algorithm, right? Not
Mhm.
necessarily to show off as to where he lives, and he just wants the views. Because if we flash forward now, he could go to Trinidad and make videos that say, "Oh, sunny day in Trinidad, walking down the beach," but he doesn't. All of his content in Trinidad was pretty much just like interviewing gang members and stuff like that. So, I mean, I guess the other argument could be made is, does he just do this for salacious purposes, or is he really trying to like show he's just trying to show the negative side of everything because he knows that that's what picks up in the algorithm? Or is he just doing this for, like, what is he doing this, like, why does it have to be always so negative all the time? And has this kind of caught up with him as he's been arrested, interviewing all these gang members and stuff like that, and showing all the negative side and putting all these negative headlines and this salacious kind of content? Like, why can't it just be like a sunny day riding through Toronto, a sunny day riding down the Jane Street? Like, why does it got to be the notorious Jane Street? It's just kind of like a Drake colonizing type of thing. Like, what's going on here?
Oh, nah, bro. We'll talk see though, but let's see this video. Let's continue on with this. Let's see what's going on in that Jane and Finch area over there, bro. Pretty
Coming up
interesting.
to Jane and Lawrence and
Oh,
Two
Jane and Lauren. He's
Lights.
not even in Jane and Finch yet.
Just curious,
No,
anybody watching today's video from Jane Street? Connect the dots. Tell me whereabouts on Jane Street where you're from. And if you're not from Toronto, this is probably the first time you heard of Jane Street. But if you do a Google search, like Jane and Finch or Jane and Lawrence, Jane and Wilson, you'll find it's a very high crime area here in Toronto. We're about 15, 20 minutes away from downtown Toronto, so this is a little bit out of the way. It's known as the GTA, the Greater Toronto Area. The area itself, I believe, is called North York. It is North York. I know that. It's factual. I know that. You got all kinds of food, everything from Jamaican to African. Look how colorful. This is something new. I didn't see this color. A lot of beaten up shops as well. this building right here to the right, this is where I lived when I was my son's age. 1755 Jane Street. Pulled in. And it's crazy because when I lived here, I had a very expensive car. Didn't make any sense. I was living in like the lowest cost rent, and my vehicle was quite expensive, BMW. Always wanted to look good. Wow, the memories. I probably lived here for like 5, 6, 7 years. And even back then, I was an entrepreneur, um, working for myself, hustling, creating stuff, or buying it wholesale and selling it. Jane Street. We're gonna head down to Weston, see if I can get my hair cut. My son has a thing against haircuts. I'm sorry. What do you say? You're waiting for the right day, the right time?
Oh, I just, without offending anyone, I just don't want to go to the place we're going right now. I can't cheat on my barber.
Yeah.
I can't cheat on my barber.
So we're on Jane. Gonna head down to Weston, check out my barber shop, hopefully get a haircut. Then I'll come back down Jane. We will get out of the car and walk around a bit. But here it is, 1755 Jane Street.
For some context, though, I mean, growing up in and around these areas, I mean, would you consider this a dangerous, notorious area?
If I had to rate it on a scale from one to 10, 10 meaning like yo, no zone, like I'm talking about no go zone. I would say this area in particular is probably about a 5. It's mid tier. It's not really the most dangerous area. I don't even know what neighborhood the building this is. I'm sure there's some guys who
Oh,
get
this is.
busy.
I know this area. I know this area
No, I
pretty
know the
well.
area, but I don't know the building though. I don't know the
I know
name.
this building pretty well. I wouldn't be caught in the
Yeah,
back of that building
back of that building. What
in
building
the
is this?
nighttime.
What's the name of this
That's
place called?
he just mentioned the actual number of it, but
Uh,
basically it's like Queens Drive.
it's mid tier. There was some guys. It had its
I'm
time.
just saying.
It
Yeah,
had its
do you know
time.
what I
It had
mean?
its time. It had its
I
time.
wouldn't advise anybody who doesn't live around
No,
there.
yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I mean?
If
To go down
yeah,
there. Oh yeah, you're safe in the back of that building or in and
no,
around that
don't
building.
hang out. My
Why would
advice to
you
you
hang
people:
out around there?
don't
Yeah.
hang out in any of these areas over here, because now you start playing with your now you're in murky areas right here. You see what I'm saying? Like you're not in the toughest areas. You're not in, but you could still you could start you could catch up. You can get caught up in some stuff out here. So you have to be very cautious and subcautious of where you're going. For him, it's nothing because he's from here. I'm sure he knows a
Yeah.
couple guys are here. It's nothing for him to go up in here and chat it up. He could probably go if he wanted to. He probably could go and go upstairs in the building, go knock on his pal's doors, and go sit down and have a meal and start talking shit and talk about the old days, et cetera, et cetera. But just be advised, cautionary advisory, like please do not think it's sweet trying to just go up in these areas. I'm not really too familiar with this area right here. I know the area, but I'm not too familiar with this building right here. But I'm sure my man MC said it. Yo, he knows the area. Be careful. So I'm gonna take that 5 back, and I'm gonna say just be cautious when you go over there. Okay.
Yeah, it's a caution. It's definitely a caution. It's definitely a caution.
It's not the scariest place. I know some places, bro. You be petrified. You walk. It's not one of them neighborhoods where it's like, oh snap, bro. I gotta. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So yeah, just be mindful of
It's
that.
not. It's not. Yeah, it's not petrifying, but to the wrong person, I mean, to the wrong person, they wouldn't be comfortable around there. They wouldn't be like everybody wouldn't be comfortable just
No,
walking around there in the night, in
no,
the
no,
day.
no,
You wouldn't be out
no,
there like walking around the middle of the night with your cell phone out or
no, not
you
at
know what
all.
I mean, like with shiny jewelry on or anything like that. That
No,
wouldn't be
no,
very advisable,
no.
not at all. So that whole Jane strip that he mentioned is pretty much like that. But
Yeah.
I mean,
Proceed with caution when you're on the
for
Jane
people
Strip.
who actually know the area very well,
Nothing.
if you know the area very well, then I'm sure you'll be fine. You know what I mean? Walking around at any time of the day or night. But if you don't know the area, please proceed with caution. People just
Mhm.
proceed with caution. You
Yeah.
know. Okay. So, all right. So we get kind of the gist of this. I think we're done at this video, right? I mean, we get the
Yeah.
gist
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
like
We
where
got the
he's
gist.
from. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
Like this is where he's from. This is some background information. You know what I'm saying? So he doesn't just explore his own hood, he's explored many hoods around the world. And I think this is where the whole, it's kind of split. There's a little bit of a divide between people who think like, oh, you know what, that's what's coming to him for trying to exploit these people for his own monetary gain. And then other people would probably say that, oh, he's just doing journalism. Like he's just filming his life, you know? So yeah, this is what happened recently to Christmas List. He was in Trinidad with like a bunch of gang members, bro. A bunch of gang members. So let me share my screen here. He was in Trinidad with a bunch of gang members. Now, personally, that's not really on my bucket list to go to Trinidad and be hanging around a bunch of gang members. You know what I mean? But I guess for the content, he went out there and he got caught up, bro. Did he delete it? Did he delete it? Oh no, you deleted it, Christmas List. Oh. Oh, he deleted it off of his page. Well, luckily, we got YouTube. Luckily, it's YouTube. So all you gotta do, people, if you can't find something, just look for it. As my family would always say, just look. Just look. He deleted it, bro. Let me see if I can find it on the back end here. Pause. Second here. Here it is. Yo, this is crazy, bro. Hold on a second. Sorry about the technical delay here. Just give me a second here. This is recent.
Canadian travel blogger Chris List, known for his in-depth explorations of lesser-known destinations, has been arrested in Trinidad and Tobago. Reports suggest that he was detained by the Special Investigations Unit, SIU, and could face charges under the Anti-Gang Act and Immigration Act. List has gained a large following for his recent videos documenting Trinidad's gang culture, sparking conversation about social issues on the island. Let us know what you think in the comments.
So it doesn't stop there, people. It doesn't stop there. Oh, that's just like the short synopsis, but it doesn't give much context to like how much like like how much he was doing. Like he was showcasing a lot of stuff going on, bro, in Trinidad, bro. And I don't think Trinidad really likes that. I don't think they like people going around and showcasing. They clearly actually don't, right? Because he was actually arrested. So they don't like when people are going in. Jamaica might be a little bit different. Other places might be different, but Trinidad, you can't just go in there, go interview gang members, post it on YouTube with them and all their guns and all this type of stuff. I don't think they like that. You know what I'm saying? So, give me a second here. There's actually a video of him talking about it. The fact that he goes to all these countries. He went to what? Hold on a second. Page. Yeah, there's a video of him actually talking about like is he what do you call it? There is he a colonizer?
What I'm doing? Because we hear about Taliban. Even when I cross from Peshawar and I'm making the long drive, it's like 6-7 hours to Kabul. I got stopped by Taliban many times.
They have many checkpoints, I hear.
They'll find a way to stop you, right? And the common question was like, get out of the car, not because we want to search your car, because we want pictures with you. So I got pictures with Taliban thinking like this is going to be a cool conversation to share with people. And I'm like this. I posted on Instagram and like hundreds of people started attacking me. Like, you're posting pictures with killers and you got a smile on your face. Is this right?
So what do you think about that? People are really mad at this guy, bro. Like, he's posing with killers, guys with guns. You know what I mean? The community doesn't see any of that money. People are upset.
No,
Like,
I see what they're saying, but at the same time, it's kind of like I said prior, people have an imagination. People want to see what these areas look like. People want to see what these people in these areas look like. And unfortunately, in our society today, we live in a society where people are very sensitive to certain types of stuff. Maybe some people's family might have got killed by the Taliban, but listen, don't shoot the messenger. He is just the messenger. He is not the actual one who did the killing. I believe personally, with social media and the age we're in, the information age, it's cool when CNN goes over there. Nobody has a problem with it. People love it when CNN does it. But when you have journalists and explorers that want to go to certain places and show and highlight certain types of places, you have people who get upset and angry about it. And it's just like, why are you angry? Why are you upset? My personal belief is if CNN could go over there and run around and take videos and pictures of what's going on in Kiev and all these other parts of the world, the Taliban and Al Shabaab and all that, why is it an issue when an explorer wants to go over there and show his side, his view, his side, and let people because one time sometimes is what happens is with the media is notoriously known for showing things on a perspective of where they want to show it on their side. There's you know what I mean there's two you know what I mean there's two sides to the coin, right? So people want to see both sides. And I think with him, he doesn't seem like he has any ill will or any he doesn't seem like any type of anything any ill will or anything that's motivating what he's doing. I believe he's just genuinely doing what he wants to do and he wants to put out that to the people. And I think he's allowed to do that. I think he's doing the right thing by doing that. You see what I'm saying? Now, people are going to get upset. They're upset now, and unfortunately people are upset, right? But
okay, so to this point, CNN is an actual it's a company. When they enter these places, they have to get work permits to actually do their stories, to do their journalism. Christmas List is not getting any proper visas to come in there and work and actually do these interviews. He's not taking that extra layer, maybe getting that extra layer of permission, running it by whoever it needs to be run by, checking in, as the kids would call it. He ain't doing all that. He's just running up in there with his camera. So then these government entities might think, is he working with these guys? Is he paying them for these interviews? Does he have something to do? Maybe he's transacting, or maybe something more than meets the eye is going on here.
you're right.
How does he
You're
have
right.
access to these people?
You're right on that. There is obviously room for suspicion, right? And of course, the government's going to do their quote unquote, their quote unquote, they're going to do their due diligence and they're going to look into the matter and try to figure out exactly why is he doing what he's doing. But I honestly think, um, I obviously think that um, I believe on this planet, you should, well, depending on where you live, right? You have to honor the land, right? If that's a law and you're not allowed to do that, then and he didn't know about it or he knows about it now, he's in trouble, right? He's obviously arrested. He's been detained, right? Now, or detained. We don't know if he's been arrested or where he is. We don't even know his whereabouts at this point. He's basically maybe he's in a cell. Maybe
No, he is in a cell.
he's in a cell right
He's
now,
in
sitting
a
down
cell.
waiting.
Well, the last video I saw, which I'm going to play right now, is going to answer that question. Actually,
Okay.
yeah. But go on, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, we'll see what they say. Let's see that video, man. Now I'm intrigued, bro.
Yo, that's the latest, bro. But yeah, I'm gonna play it right now. But that is the
Mhm.
latest, bro. I'm playing it right now. Give me a second. So this is the actual section of the code that he violated. This is what he did. It says here, a person who is a gang member, performs an act as a condition for membership in a gang, professes to be a gang leader, a gang member in order to gain a benefit for. Look, this is the one. Gain a benefit. A person who is to gain a benefit for himself or another person. And I think it's this one too. Promote a gang. Commits an offense. I think there's some, there's something going on right there, bro. Right here. Professes to be a gang leader. This one, sorry. Gain a benefit for himself or promote a gang. That's what he's doing. Well, I think that's what their argument is right now. So let's play the interview. He actually interviewed he actually recorded his interview with the police officer, apparently.
Okay.
So this is the one here. Where is it? Oh, I have it right here. Did they delete that too? Like, damn. What's going on here? God dang. Here it is.
Supercharge your business with
Yeah, so the audio has leaked. The audio is leaked with Chris Must List and the police.
Okay. Let's take a look at
So
this.
here it is. Here it is. So this
all the different communities in Trinidad and Tobago. He said he was going to leave on Sunday. He last post said he was going to leave tomorrow. Sunday came, Sunday left, he did not leave. Johnny Bravo right now is in the Canadian consulate. When we went in, Christmas List went into the Canadian consulate on Monday afternoon, and allegedly he said that there were threats that were made against his life.
He didn't respond, and they called me back, and allegedly that's 2 police officers in Seville tried to get some information about the gang. They tried to get him to talk about the people from the gang areas, and he said he's gonna call me back in 2 hours, and he never called me back.
What is your name?
Chris Hughes,
Where are you from?
Toronto, Canada.
Who's your attorney at the law currently?
Gentleman right here in front of me.
Yo, it's no joke thing, bro.
And the not proper.
Hold on a second.
Where are you from?
Toronto, Canada.
Who's your attorney at the law currently?
Gentleman right here.
So he has an attorney. I can hear that.
Do you know why you're being held?
I've been given 2 reasons: promoting gangs and the not proper visa entry upon arrival.
So the reason
Okay. So yeah, do you see what we just saw on Instagram?
Yeah.
This right here. So out of this right here is this one promoting. This one right here, promoting a gang. So they're saying all these videos right here is promoting the gang. That's what they're saying that he did, and they're holding him right now.
So
go ahead, yeah.
I got a question for you. So what's the definition of promoting a gang? Are you telling people to join the gang, or are you just or is it just recording a gang speak?
Yeah. Recording the gang speak. I'm not an attorney.
Crime in Trinidad?
I'm not an attorney at all.
No, I hear you
Yeah.
still.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, I hear you. You're not an attorney. We don't know. Flip. That's the thing.
Yeah, I don't know. But I guess in Trinidad, you can't do that. All these videos is promoting the gang.
Mhm.
He deleted all of them.
Mhm.
They're gone.
Mhm.
They're gone. And this is the thing. I mean, there's some other YouTubers out there. I think that last guy who just spoke, that white guy, he's a YouTuber too. This guy, He's a YouTuber. He's from like he's always doing. He's done some content in China that I've seen, but it wasn't necessarily like interviewing gang members. And then he linked up with another guy too, who I watched from Trinidad. That guy never promotes gang or anything like that. So there's a couple other YouTubers out there from Trinidad that don't post this type of stuff, but I'm sure it's out there. I saw documentaries about Trinidad. I seen Vice did a really good documentary in Trinidad quite a number of years ago. So maybe to add to your argument, I mean, I've seen documents prior about Trinidad and their gang culture, but maybe they just got the proper clearance. Like I think what they're about to say here in the in the YouTube video, or was it? Yeah, right here.
I've been given 2 reasons: promoting gangs and the not proper visa entry upon arrival.
So the reason why
Not proper entry of visa. So he didn't have the proper documentation to go in there, the proper clearance to go in there and just be filming these gangs, and
So
putting it on YouTube. And you see how much views they're getting? Crazy views they're getting. Yeah, go
I have
on,
a
go on.
question though. So, like, if you're a tourist and you go and film something, you're not allowed to do that.
Well, if it's you can film the beach, you can film the food, you can film, your granny's house, you can do all of that, but you can't go there and film the sea lots.
Is that a law? Is that a law? So they got to
That's
make
what
it
it
more
says.
clear though, because I
They
don't think
do.
this
They
guy
do.
knew.
They do. They
Did you
gotta make
think
it
he
more.
knew? Do you think he knew?
I think, but he's spoken on it before.
What did he
He's
speak
spoken
on?
on
What did
that.
he say?
In that last video we saw, he's spoken on it. He's interviewed killers before.
No,
You
but
know,
like as far as the law goes, like if I go to say I go to Watts and I go out there to Watts and I go and film some Grape Street Crips or something like that. Is that a law where I can't? Is it like criminal law if I film the Grape Street Crips and just like record them on camera and post on my
Well,
channel as a tourist?
I think if your video gains 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, what I'm saying, almost 800,000 views in like the span of 2 weeks, that might set off some, red flags.
Okay, interesting. I didn't
You
know that.
know, that
Mhm.
might set up some red flags, especially if we don't have the right clearance to do that. If you're
So
not, he's a foreigner. He's not even from there.
see, that's the thing. I didn't know
Money.
you need a clearance to like record people, but
But that's what I'm saying. I think you need
yeah,
like a proper, because you're a journalist ultimately, so you're working in another country, so you
I
might
could
need.
see their argument. I could see their
Yeah,
argument on that standpoint. Like, yeah, you
yeah,
do need
yeah,
if you're going to another country to go and work, then yeah, you're going to need for the visa for that kind of work, which I could understand an argument, right? So they're like, you're not going to come here and exploit our people and record and thing, So it's kind of like there's gray areas because he could just sit on here and say, hey, I wasn't, but then at the same time, it is their country, right? It's what they say versus what he says, right? And at the end of
yeah,
the day, they could just say whatever. People got to understand when you go to
yeah,
foreign countries, when you start going to outside of the Western world and you start going overseas, or you start going to the Isles, the Caribbean Isles, and other countries around the world and islands around the world. Yo, bro, you guys got to know what you're doing before you get over there. You got to be discreet about things. Like, and also too, it's just like get your proper visa, get your proper documentation. There is a law where you can't go to other countries and start working. Like, so if this is work that he's doing, then I could see where they could have him and say, hey, you're coming to our country, you're making $1. And on top of that, too, you are a content creator and you make money off of this. And you're promoting a certain type of lifestyle that we're not too fond of. We don't want out there in the public. But at the same time, though, I think it is important for public to see these kind of lifestyles so they can know what they're going into. Because what happens is sometimes you go to these countries and people take the wrong exit or wrong turn. All of a sudden, they're somewhere they shouldn't be. And all of a sudden, they're in a whole heap of trouble, right? So it
yeah.
is
I
what
see
it
the
is.
I agree.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah, hello?
Yeah,
Yeah, you there, bro?
yeah.
All right. What's next, bro?
You can't hear it?
No, I didn't hear nothing, bro. What's going on?
Oh, I thought you can hear it, bro. I thought I didn't click the button. My
No, I did not cross
yo, I was listening to
or
this the whole
exchange
time. Hold on, let me go
gangs.
back.
No,
Let me go
so
back.
first and foremost, this is the first thing I've seen. I haven't heard any of this from the detectives questioning me. No, I did not promote any gangs. No, I did not give advice to any gangs. No, I did not profit or exchange any money with any gangs.
Yeah,
It's
yo,
from
did
the
you hear this part?
Pressures on
Yeah, did
saying
you
show
hear this part? Oh, I guess you didn't hear that part. Eh? So the
No.
detective came. So he said his first little piece, and then his detective came back and asked him this, or the police officer came back and asked him this. Where is it?
rival.
So the reason why I'm here is because time is short and I'm gracious for the TTPS officers right now that are making me see you. I just need my instructions so I can write down my matters because you know the international pressures upon us to ensure your safety in Trinidad and Tobago. So can you please tell me your responses to all the allegations you heard in Mark Wasan's Express story? News for news, please. I need your instructions. I could go to court in the morning for you by 10 p.m. That's my deadline date with the red
Yes.
officer with you. Please tell me your reaction to what you saw there.
Right.
Sir.
So first and foremost, this is the first thing I've seen. I haven't heard any of this from the detectives questioning me. No, I did not promote any gangs. No, I did not give advice to any gangs. No, I did not profit or exchange any money with any gangs. I asked questions to strangers on the street. Never was there a proclamation of gangs. Not every black man that's in Trinidad is a gang member. A lot of mention of gangs in these not in these videos, in this article. If you watch my videos, which are available for the whole world to see, you will see there's no mention of gangs. Again and again, I didn't speak to any gang leaders. There's no proclamation of gang leaders. Everything I've read in this article is false, period. I'm a man with a camera. I walk, I interview fishermen.
All right. So while this ad plays in the background, uh there's a lot he said, bro. Is he kind of like saying too much right there? I mean,
Well,
if I put my attorney hat on, that's he said a lot right there. There's a
he's
lot that can be contradicted right there.
what he's saying is he's saying that he's just trying to prove his innocence, stating that he did not interview no gang, he didn't speak on gangs, he did not speak on gangs. He interviewed his words, he interviews everybody, he interviews people on the street, and there's nothing here where he states that he interviewed gangs. So his defense is he was not interviewing gangs, and he didn't know who the gangs were. So
So
it
then
seems like
look at this video though. Trinidad's
Mhm.
deadliest gang war. A day inside with the gunmen of Belmont. Like he's doing an interview. He's saying, "Oh no, I did not this, I did not that." But Buddy literally has a video of him interviewing a guy with a humongous freaking gun, like clean, looking like straight out the box. With like, bro, they deleted all of it, but like, yo, it was a good move for him to delete that video. I'll say that. Like,
Yeah.
yo, that was bad, bro.
Yeah.
1 second.
For
I was
fun.
in Barbados and
Right.
did the same thing for the UN last week.
Right.
I was in the UN conference with the 25 fittest CEOs of the world, and I was in the streets with Redo, Bear, and no problem.
But my daughter's 9. She uploads videos to YouTube. That doesn't mean she works for YouTube. YouTube has billions of people uploading. It's a job. This is what people do, period. They want the world to see something, they upload it to YouTube.
So do you feel like you're locked up abroad for no reason?
For no reason. No, I'm a tourist on vacation that films what I do. I also played basketball 2 days ago. It doesn't mean I'm a basketball player, right? I'm doing something for fun. I'm here as a tourist, and now I'm being locked up.
How did the streets of Trinidad and Tobago treat you, sir?
No, the best of the best.
Why did you say that, sir? Because the streets asked me,
Right.
say, are you a traitor and or not?
No,
Because they showed you the guns being dumped in the communities.
right. And more important than that, now my life is, if I wasn't sleeping here on this mattress, if they put me in a jail, I'm in a lot of trouble.
Yo, did you hear what they said? He
Listen,
said that they showed you. Let me go back a little bit.
Right.
See, are you a traitor and or not?
No.
Because they showed you the guns being dumped in the communities.
They showed you the guns that were being dumped in the communities. So I don't know.
who's
Maybe
dumping? But
something
who's dumping on
triggered
the community? Who's dumping
these
the guns
people
in the
right
community?
here. Exactly. Exactly. These people are these probably these. I don't know. It's all fair use, but who knows?
Hmm.
Maybe he showed something that triggered something, and now he's in the situation he's into. He showed something, some type of corruption, because you never see that. You never see that type of stuff on camera, like
Yeah,
how the guns are actually getting into the community.
yeah.
Maybe something along those lines in one of these videos. And hey, if I was a guessing man, it's one of these C lot videos or this gunman interview. Like he something in one of those two videos set off something. And one of those
No, I hear
shorts,
you on that.
something he wasn't supposed
But
to show that's
my,
happening in Trinidad, he might
mhm.
have shown.
But the thing is, though, it's kind of like okay. These, I look at it, I see that standpoint of him not. But the reality is, it's kind of like this is what's going on in the country. Like you guys, the problem is these people need to fix the country instead of looking like you're locking up this guy and making a whole hoopla of this guy. What about the actual crimes? What about the murders and stuff like that? What about the people that are actually being affected by these gun crimes and stuff? What about locking some of these people up and cleaning up the streets of this and making sure that like the problem is it seems like they're trying to protect the image and they don't want people to see certain things. But then it's kind of like, why don't we fix these things so that these things aren't even a thing of even speaking about? Like these aren't even a conversation. Like it's kind of like I don't know. It seems like they're just trying to like. It seems like I get it. They're right though. They have a valid point. Like you can't just go to certain areas and start recording certain things. But at the same time, it's like, what about those people that he was recording? What are they doing as well, right? Like I'm not saying
Yeah,
lock them up. They could be nobodies. They could be just actors and jokers and stuff. But was there the actual crime committed? Like was there a murder? Was there a murder or something like that? Like I don't know, man. It just seems like, yo, these people are just really out here just looking and seeking and trying to force something. And yeah, they're right. Yeah, you can't be out here recording and uploading stuff on YouTube and stuff. But he has a valid point. Like YouTube is it's the internet, right? Like if I record something over here and I post it on the internet, that means literally if I record a beach and I post it on the internet here and I record this restaurant, I post it on the internet here and I post on the internet and I go here this place over here and I go to the carnival over there and I go to here and I post on the internet and I'm getting tons of people watching. Do I need a visa to actually be able to, because that's technically journalism too. That's technically work as well. I'm uncovering certain things, right, that are going on in the country there. I'm showing certain spots. But it's just like he's showing people showing guns, you know? If people are
yeah, you're
showing
right.
guns and he's recording it, and what do you want from him? Like he's recording it. What was he committing a crime? Like is that a crime to record somebody? I don't know. I guess some places in some countries you're not allowed to record specific artifacts or specific places, specific. Like you can't even like you go to the United States, you go to the customs border, going to Canada, USA. You can't even record over there. You can't start walking around with a camera there. So there's some validity in what they're saying, like hey, you can't be recording certain type of stuff and putting it out there. We don't want that. It's sensitive. We don't want that out there as well, right? So it's kind of like you could see both sides of the coin, right? Like where it's just like, okay, hey, I'm not really committing a crime, but hey, we don't want this kind of information or this out there to the masses or the public. You see what I'm saying? We don't want people to see this. Maybe the police are investigating. Maybe there's some big sting operation about to happen, but you're interfering by recording all this stuff and putting it out there. It's like putting out like so. I don't know, man. It's interesting. I could see where the Trinidadian government is upset, and I could see where Chris is upset. I could see both of their cases where they both, you know. I honestly think in this case like this, maybe they should just tell him get your stuff and go home and don't come back here ever again.
Yeah, exactly. So interesting comment right here on this video on this post on IG. Exactly what you and I are both saying. There's like two sides to it. So
Mhm.
this sister girl says here, um, she says it boggles me that these white people go into black communities to highlight criminals but yet do that, but yet to do that in their own countries, always trying to make money off the backs of black people. Great job, Trinidadian police. You hear that? That's crazy. These girls is back in the police. And then you have this girl looks very similar right underneath. She says, "Let them move. They know where those bad people at and choose not to do shit. Free up the man and go do y'all work."
Exactly.
Like
So
that. Yeah.
that's true. There's truth too. Like, why aren't you arresting these criminals if they're out on the street? The fact that they're flashing guns and stuff. You guys go to sleep every night. Let's be real. Trinidad is not a big place. It's an island, so it's not hard to find anyone on an island,
Yeah.
right? It's not hard at all. It's not like
Right.
they're on mainland. They're on the island. So on the island, literally, you can get anyone you want to get. They're surrounded by the ocean. So it's kind of like they need to get up and they need it because they. What happens is they're deflecting. I think
Yeah, deflecting. Yeah.
yeah, they don't want to they don't want to fix the problem themselves. They don't want to come up with a solution to the problem. So what they want to do is arrest everybody and get everyone who else is who like him and make a hoopla of him because he's an easy target. But the reality is it's like they're scared to arrest the criminals because at the end of the day maybe the criminals will come back and do something to them. And it's just like the reality is it's just like what did he do? Really and truly, he might have not known. All you have to do is you could do what Chinese and all these other countries do. If you commit a crime, you arrest them. If you arrested him, okay, you could find him guilty of it. If he committed a crime in a country, okay, maybe he did not know. Now, okay, what you do is you just tell him, okay, pack your stuff and don't come back to this country again. You're banned.
Yeah, that makes sense. Ultimately. And I think one other commenter said something similar. Next time, upload the videos when you leave the country. Don't upload the videos in the country.
Yeah.
You
He's so quick to get the content out.
Yeah, like you should have waited till you got right back on the Jane and just uploaded it then, honestly. So this is the thing is, yeah, I mean, yeah, let's see what else he said. I think he has a little bit more to say here.
Right. And more important than that, now my life is, if I wasn't sleeping here on this mattress, if they put me in a jail, I'm in a lot of trouble. There's no doubt about that.
So are you concerned?
I'm very
You
concerned.
end up going to the prison. Are you concerned about your life?
I can't even imagine it, of course. And all for nothing.
All for nothing. So I mean, is he done out here? Like, yo, I guess only time will tell, man. Hopefully he's doing all right. Hold on, it continues.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second.
Everything I've seen, from fishing to Fortune Day to catching crabs to interviewing people on the street, everything has been uploaded for the world to see on YouTube. I don't have any additional information.
Did you not give them your phones, access your phones?
They have everything.
Data?
They have everything.
Did you shoot them in any questions you asked them?
I answered every single question they had.
So what did they tell you next?
They have another set of questions from new people.
Who's the new
Today.
people, sir?
I haven't a clue. I don't know.
Because when I was here, they told you that you're not under arrest. You remember that?
Right. Last night before they brought me back here, they put me under arrest.
But the thing is, also, they carried you somewhere?
We went to go look for my suitcase, and then we came here.
Did they ever caution you and tell you that you have arrest and until you have to go, sir?
Yes.
So why did they call me, sir?
They said they attempted to call you. It was late last night. They couldn't get a hold of you.
But I came in with 3 lawyers to the counterterrorism analyst of Trinidad, Miss Antia Smith.
Yes.
Did they try to call any of the other lawyers, sir?
Well, I didn't see them attempt anything. All I heard was they verbally said they've tried.
Because they told me that you're not under arrest, so I'm a bit surprised.
At the time you were here, I was not. Later in the evening, they said I was.
So did they question you before?
Yes, all day.
So they questioned you all day?
Yes,
Then when your lawyer came, they said that you're not under arrest. Is that correct?
yes,
Thank you. I need my instructions for my habeas corpus documents.
yes.
Okay. So when your lawyer was here, they said you're not under arrest. Your lawyer left. They then question you. Is that correct?
They continued questioning me,
Oh,
yes.
so they said they've been questioned all day. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Okay.
Right now, we don't know where
All
Christmas.
right, so this guy is twined up in some craziness right now. Still, it sounds serious, you know. But
Yeah.
like Canada, here we are, another international incident. Like, who's gonna step in and pull the card and get this guy out? Who's gonna pull that get out of jail free card for the man? Who's gonna do that? Who's gonna do that? This is Canada for you. Why are they allowed to do that to our citizens? You know, it's such an injustice, right? He's just a guy with a camera. Why is he even going through this? The guy who he's speaking to, like, was he a police officer? Was he a
Yeah,
lawyer?
who's he
Was he?
speaking with? That's a good
That's
question.
what I'm
That's what I
saying.
was
It's
trying to
not
figure
very
out.
like that. It's not very clear. That's specifically who he's speaking to. I think he's speaking to, it said, a police officer, but yeah, man, no worries, bro. Long story short, I don't know what's going on with this dude, bro. It's getting a little crazy. But then there's this guy comes in and starts spitting his freedom fighting talk right here, yo. Listen to this.
This is Christmas list came safely into Trinidad. He toured all the different communities in Trinidad and Tobago. He said he was going to leave on Sunday. He last post said he was going to leave tomorrow. Sunday came, Sunday left. He did not leave. Johnny Bravo right now is in the Canadian consulate. When we went in, Christmas list went into the Canadian consulate on Monday afternoon, and allegedly he said that there were threats that were made against his life. Now, none of these threats, I don't know if they came from the streets, but it didn't make any sense. If any of the threats came from the streets, he would have called Mr. Bravo, myself, or somebody, where it don't make any sense. I would have come from the streets, right? So if it came from somebody, where did it come from to make this guy have to go to the Canadian consulate to make a report that he has his life under threat in Trinidad and Tobago?
That's the thing. That's all I'm gonna say, sir. If he's cooperating with authorities, that don't look good either. You know what I mean? If he's being asked questions all day, all night, and giving up his phone and this, and that, who knows what phone number is in that phone, and who knows what this could lead to for the guy. And he can just be the fall guy. He can just be this, the fall guy ultimately. Like, it's serious. It could have ramifications on both sides, on the gunman side, or I don't know if I should say on YouTube, but on that side, and then on the other side of the government side. So he's twined up. He's twined up in a pickle right now, honestly.
It's coming from a official government place. Is some kind of official threatening the man. Now he's missing right now, so we need to know, does the TTPS, do they have Mr. Christmas list in detention? If so, the country needs to know. We need to know why as well, right? The police just did an exercise in Port of Spain where it's two gunmen, 4 people, they killed 2, they detained 2, right? Christmas list did a video with all these different groups. He have a video with the resistance up that dropped the same time the police killed the fellas of the resistance. So we don't know if it is in connection with that. They're trying to get information from Christmas, if the guys was really and truly, attached to the kidnapping of the doubles woman or whatever. It doesn't matter.
You hear all those little things going on? You don't hear nothing about that. Like, to your point a little bit earlier, you hear all that he said? He said that there was the doubles lady got kidnapped. The police killed 2 gunmen in Port of Spain. There was a march. All of that does get no light at all.
You're trying to use this
right?
one guy with a camera.
Just the one guy with a camera. All of that happened.
What
That he
killings?
right? It glazed
Smoke
over
screen.
that. The police versus the gunman, they glazed over that very lightly. The lady getting kidnapped, all of that. But then this is the main thing they're trying to, like, go up in arms for. Crazy.
Because Christmas list is a tourist who came to document the struggles in Trinidad and Tobago. He safely went through all the most dangerous hoods in Trinidad and Tobago and had not one problem. And when he's ready to leave now, we can't find him. And the word is that the police may have detained him. The police was looking for him in connection with some. Thanks to a police officer gave us the information on our friend. He was being held by the police, right? Now, when we went, Johnny Bravo them went to the station. I wouldn't say what station they went to or where they went. They found out, they was confirmed, yes, he's been detained by the police. We saw that there is a warrant document that was out. Somehow Christmas list was on the news, and then by the morning as he reached back or wherever, 7 o'clock this morning, the police detained him, right? The police came by him, and the warrant paper says that they want to get his cameras, his phone, his devices, his laptops, his chargers. So, what we
two things quickly before I forget. Doesn't this remind you a little bit of Austin Holloman last year? But this is totally different. But, like, you remember how Brazil went after Austin for some type of something that happened, and he was in the news, and now Christmas list another YouTuber, something goes into the news, and all of a sudden they're after him. Like, why are they going after these YouTubers? I know this happened to other YouTubers as well too, if I remember correctly. Like, they just start getting too big, and something gets into the news, and then all of a sudden they're the target. So I guess they're like, is this like just low hanging fruit? That's what it kind of looks like to me. They just go
Yeah,
after the easiest
honestly,
target.
yeah, I think
You
it's
know what I mean?
easy target and stuff like that. Like if there's, it seems like there's a lot of activity going on, a lot of shootings and stuff. But what they're doing is, I believe they're using this guy as a scapegoat for all the other activity and the BS that's going on. The reality is they need to clean their country up. They got to fix their country. We're going into, like, we're in an era where technology and all this stuff is going on. If you want your country to be good, or your island to be really good, you got to clean up this stuff. You got to clean up the guns and the guns, and you can't be arresting guys like Chris. You got to start arresting the criminals so you can make your country more appeasing and appealing to tourism, uh, new currency, new money that can come into flow into your country. Investors who want to come over there, not just investors who want to just come in there and abstract the resources and take it out of the country, but investors who want to come in there and settle down and build infrastructure and I'm sure they're building condos and all types of beautiful things in Trinidad, Tobago over there. But at the same time, it's kind of like you don't want to. People don't want to see this kind of. This is negative attention. In reality, it's bad for the island because you're arresting a YouTuber. The reality is, the more this becomes more and more, this becomes more and more prevalent, the more and more people are going to start. It brings more of awareness. The reality is they should just let them go and tell them, get the fuck, get the, pack your bags and get out of our country, and that's that. But the reality is, it's like longer and longer you keep this guy in there in custody, the more and more people start talking about it, the more and more people pick it up, and then the more and more attention it brings to Trinidad. And it'll be the negative attention, because if you have guys getting shot and shooting, there seems like there's a war going on over there. There's a war amongst each other going on over there, and it's kind of like, why don't you go and get rid of the criminals and clean up the streets of the guns and the drugs and all the stuff that's, the plague that's surrounding the streets. Clean that up, and you know, and so it could be more appealing for people to want to actually come over there and actually record and actually make these places, and people highlight these places and make people want to actually, you know, be coming to your country and stimulate the economy with via tourism and the capital that will be coming and flowing into your country. But I don't know, man. It's
No,
neither
you're
nor
right. That's a good point. That's a really good point. I agree.
there.
Yeah, they gotta clean all this. They gotta clean all this up, man. Honestly.
Mhm.
We do know is that for whatever reason they're trying to implicate Christmas, or like the police don't want to do their own work. They want to take a tourist or a journalist devices to be able to confiscate their things and put the journalists under all this stress, right? All this stress, right? Is unfair to Mr. Christmas after everything what he's done for Trinidad and Tobago. You understand? This is not what Trinidad is about, right? We need to free Christmas. So right now we have two
They got two lawyers on this
lawyers,
case, bro.
right? We have Miss Anita Smith and CJ Williams. Big up. We have two lawyers out of prison, right? Understand something? This is the kind of foolishness that we had to go through to stand up for the freedom of speech and freedom of rights for a journalist to come Trinidad, get the truth. He didn't force nobody to do nothing. We spoke our truth. Father Christmas gave us the best gift he could have given us, the gift to watch ourselves and understand who we really are. Why are we killing ourselves? And everybody like a choir could sing that the government is giving us no opportunities. So what we are realizing is that the government, the police, they use the ghetto youth as the sacrificial lambs for poor policing and poor governance. The excuse of poor governance ain't no excuse. And so this bullying culture that we have in Trinidad and Tobago, it is getting drastic. We know what's going on, people. The police bullying the people bullying themselves. The police bully the gangsters bully the government bully the people bully the family bullying inside the home, domestic violence from the top. Who it is bullying the police? The only people they power to.
I think that's the number one thing. I think he might have potentially exposed some type of like something that he wasn't supposed to expose, because that's been going on for a long time in Trinidad now. Like there's a whole bunch of corruption, and they don't, they don't want that stuff to get out. You know what I mean? They don't like people sniffing around, you know?
Yeah,
So
that's the thing. I think I think that's the thing. And I could tell it obviously is disturbing and bothering the locals, because you could hear it in his voice. He doesn't. So he sounds like he's tired of this, and he wants his country to prosper like other countries around the world are starting to prosper.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And I think everyone has the right to be able to prosper and be able to, um, they should have the right to prosper and be able to have a better tomorrow for the next generation coming up. But when you have a system like that where the police are operating that way and just kind of like, just kind of playing this stupid game and really playing, they're saying stupid games get stupid, you play stupid games, you give them stupid rewards. You know what I mean? So it seems like the police are just playing stupid games over there with the public. You see what I'm saying? Like, and the people, right? Like, what's this guy getting arrested for? Like, in hindsight, when you think about it, it's just like, what is he really getting arrested for? You guys are bringing the wrong attention in there for the wrong reason, and it makes them look stupid too. Like when you hear them talking and asking these questions and stuff like that, and it's just like trying to arrest this guy for what? What is he getting arrested for? Like he didn't even what come around. The reality is for recording people, for recording a gang, for recording gang members. Okay, we don't listen. Listen, the police is a gang, the government is a gang, the system is a gang. There's gangs everywhere. You know what I mean? Gangs are a group of people. You know what I mean? Like, let's be real. So, gang, you can classify anything as a gang. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like, but at the same time, I hear where they're coming from, like, but at the same time, it's just like I think it's important that these people let this guy get out of jail and fix the country, man, because like it's not a good look, man. It's not really a good look. Trinidad is a country that I believe are an island that is tropical. I think people would love to go there and visit and have peace of mind. But when you have gang culture going on over there and shootings and killings and everybody wants to be a mob boss or whatever, it's gonna make a lot of, yeah, sure, you can get the locals and the people who are born there and people who are born there to come back and visit their family and stuff like that, or people who have relatives that are from there or whatever. But if you want to get foreign people to come over there and you want the rest of the world to come over there and you want it to be like, like countries like the Virgin Islands or Dominican Republic and like countries like Mexico and places like where it can really compete with, right? You know, um, like you have to clean up this stuff, man. You got to clean it up, man. It's not a good look. You hear this guy and the way he's talking, you could tell he's tired of it and he wants to see his country do better and he wants to reap the benefits of what his country could potentially be. But if they're
beautiful,
operating
beautiful,
this way,
beautiful country. Exactly.
yeah,
Yeah.
then
Beauty. Mhm.
how's it gonna hit its full potential when everybody has that, when people have a mindset of bullying everybody and trying to oppress everybody and you know what I mean? It's just like we're in 2024 and you're still out here oppressing your own countrymen and not trying to progress and move forward in society. It's an enemy of progress. They should be put in prison for that kind of behavior, you know?
I agree. That's a good point. Still, I
Mhm.
agree.
To keep their salaries low and keep them oppressed so that they could keep oppressing us. Now look at this. We trying to bring some kind and CJ Williams, big up. We have two lawyers right now filing an injunction to open a night court to get Christmas out of prison. Right? Understand something? This is the kind of foolishness that we had to go through to stand up for the freedom of speech and freedom of rights for a journalist to come Trinidad, get the truth. He didn't force nobody to do nothing. We spoke our truth. Father Christmas gave us the best gift he could have given us, the gift to watch ourselves and understand who we really are. Why are we killing ourselves? And everybody like a choir could sing that the government is giving us no opportunities. So what we are realizing is that the government, the police, they use the ghetto youth as the sacrificial lambs for poor policing and poor governance. The excuse of poor governance ain't no excuse. And so this bullying culture that we have in Trinidad and Tobago, it is getting drastic. We know what's going on, people. The police bullying the people. The people bullying themselves. The police bully the gangsters bully the government bully the people bully the family bullying inside the home, domestic violence from the top. Who it is bullying the police? Who it is bullying the police? The only people, the
Yeah, you there? Yeah, I can't hear anything. You there?
My bad. Did it-
Yeah.
Yo, Trinidad's a country where it's like, remember back in the early 90s, the government was overthrown by the gangsters. They were that popular. The gangsters. They were literally overthrew the government. I forget that Booba couldn't. I don't even want to say his name and get whatever a strike or nothing crazy. Right? I don't want to
Mhm.
go too deep into
Yeah.
that. But there's a
Yeah.
good Vice documentary on the overthrowing of the Trinidad government in the early 90s. It's always kind of been, not always, but in the last, I would say about 20 years, it got really, the crime numbers have gone up really, really high. And again, in the early 90s, it was reckless. The gangsters were reckless, so reckless that they overthrew the government. Right. So it's a really interesting story. Really interesting country. There's a lot going on, like our selector said, that needs to be cleaned up. But I mean, it's beautiful out there. I've been a number of times. It's really nice. As a child, as a young child, I mean, as an adult, ever since it got really bad, but it's nice. It's really nice. I remember as a child going, it was really beautiful. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the latest here from the Trinidad Guardian, right? It's in the news, bro. Canadian YouTuber detained by special police unit. This is the lawyer that they're talking about in that last video we just saw. Attorney Kriston Williams arrives at the fraud squad in Port of Spain to see YouTube vlogger Chris Must, who was detained by officers of the Special Investigation Unit. Dude just needs to get out of there at this point. He needs to get out of there ASAP, bro. You don't know what they can do to you, bro. They can
Yeah,
make
that's
you.
the
You
thing.
don't know.
Try to
You
kill him.
don't
They
know.
could try to kill him in there.
Yeah,
He has to be
yeah.
careful.
Let's
Yes,
just
it's
say it,
just
right?
that's the key is just get him out of there, and so he can move on with it. They wouldn't dare to do that though. If they were stupid, if they killed him, they're stupid because that's just going to bring a whole nother heap of attention to their country, and that will basically end them right there. That will basically end their country right there. So ideally, you don't want to kill a tourist, right? The best thing you
Yeah,
can do is just, yeah, the best thing you can do is just let them go home and fix your country, man. You know what I mean? Your country needs to be fixed, man. You know what I mean? We're in 2024, and it's just like all you have is gang culture running around rampant in your country, and it's just like where other countries are trying to prosper and move forward. And you know what I mean, Colombia was notoriously known for the gang culture, right? At one
yes.
point, right, with Pablo Escobar, right? Now Colombia has changed up their image and they cleaned up a lot of different things and stuff like that. Now they're trying to get rid of. Now they've done a good job getting rid of the gang culture, and it's like now they're trying to. Now they have foreign capital over there. They have a lot of people coming from around the world over there, and that's what you need. That's how you have to build a prosperous nation. You got to get money from other places to come into your where you live, and help stimulate the economy, right? So it's just like I'm sorry, but it's like, oh, we have this, we have that. Yeah, but you still need foreign investors. You still need foreign capital to come in. Every
Yeah.
country needs foreign capital country come in. How do you think all these other companies were built? Countries were built or became prosperous from international money and foreign capital coming in, right? And investing in there and actually wanting to like build a future over there. Not just coming in there to extract the resources, because I know Trinidad has a lot of resources.
Oh yeah.
But
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
like, yeah. So these people need to start thinking like that, and bro, fix up the country, man. It's that's not good hearing. You hear when local people are talking about how they feel oppressed in their own country and they're stuck, and they're just, all they're worried about is violence, gun violence, and what about the children? What about the kids coming up, man?
Yeah.
Like kids, you got to realize we're in a global world, right? Trinidad, we're in a global world, man. We got kids who are out here like learning technology and learning how to use computers and softwares and learning how to prosper with technology and stuff like that. And then, you know what I mean? And then it's like what your country has, what kids who are learning how to shoot guns to kill their fellow maiden brothers and sisters. Not saying Trinidadians are doing that, but if the gun violence, the next generation, if they see that, that's what they're going to be doing next. You see what I'm saying? The apple doesn't fall far from the tree, right? So, it's important that, Trinidadians, the government fixes that problem,
Fix it.
very,
Yeah.
fix it ASAP. The kids
Honestly.
don't deserve that. The families, the mothers, grandmothers, grandparents, the lawyers, and all the people who really care about the country, they want to live somewhere good and clean and happy, and they don't have to run away or relocate from the country. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. No, and then this is another article from the same newspaper, The Guardian here. El Dorado, what, 2 hours ago? Students walking for peace. Students, they should be in there learning so they can compete with the rest of the world. They're out here walking for peace.
Walking
Like,
for
come
peace.
on, bro. You got to be walking for other things than peace,
Yeah,
bro. Peace should just be innate. Peace should just be automatic.
Yeah,
You shouldn't have to tell people you want peace. Like,
exactly.
what? Come on. It makes them look crazy. It definitely makes them look crazy. So yeah, this article now, it's pretty much just gonna list everything that's been going on. Yeah, that's his lawyer. That's the same guy that they just talked about in the video. I think this is it here. Must doc. So I'm just gonna skip down. I'm not gonna read the whole thing. But it does say here, Musk documented his journey to the hills of Upper St. John Road, St. Augustine, in the heart of gangland, believed to be a territory frequented by the resistance gang last week. So they have all the information. Like you said, it's a small island. Why aren't they, going in there and just cleaning it all up? Just big sting operation and just go clean it all up. Instead of getting rid of this, getting Christmas lists in trouble.
They're acting like he's a kingpin. They're acting like he's the kingpin.
Like he's the guy. Like they got Dunas or something like that. Like, like they caught him. What? Doesn't make no sense. It says here 4 men said, so I think this is it. 4 men said by police to be members of the gang were killed by officers in the shootout last week. The men police said are believed to have been involved in the kidnapping of doubles vendor Anisha Hossein Singh. So that's what the guy was talking about, right? Earlier in the video. So this is what happened, bro. There's some type of like big shootout, right? And then 2 gang members got killed. And then apparently they were involved in the kidnapping, these gang members of a doubles vendor. Like, and then he was in there. He was in there documenting right before this all happened, it looks like. Or while it has. Wait, is it before? Is that the same time? Like Hossein Singh was grabbed by the armed men on May 18th. Okay. As she and her husband and other workers were setting up. Begin Saturday morning sales. Singh was shot in the face after he attempted to save her. What? Bro, it sounds like the Wild Wild West out here. What the hell?
Yeah.
The mother of one remained in the hands of the kidnappers for 5 days before she was released. What? Police did not confirm, but it's believed that a multi-million-dollar ransom was paid for her safe return. They're kidnapping people and asking for a ransom. So Chris Musk is interviewing these people. That's crazy, bro. And then there's a shootout with the police. Yo, he needs to get out of there, bro. He just needs to get out of there ASAP, bro.
Yeah, I agree.
ASAP,
bro. Yeah. Well, he's in custody now, right? So hopefully they let him out, man. And
let him out. Free Christmas list, man. Honestly,
man, that's a unfortunate situation. Yeah, it's an unfortunate situation.
Very unfortunate. All right, bro. But yo, it's getting late, so we're gonna end this. We're gonna end this live, bro. You see what I'm saying? That was it, man. Please subscribe to the channel, Christmas list. Please subscribe to my channel, the Omari Wave, El Selector's channel, and yeah, we'll keep everybody posted on this, man. We'll keep our ears and eyes open, man. So we're gonna leave it off at that. Any last words, El Selector? You want to let the people know about what's going on with you?
Yo, you already know what it is. Check out the channel this weekend. We got Deontay Wilder versus Zig Zhang boxing. Check out the channel. You can check us out there. Man, yo, shout out to the one, the only old Styles. Shout out to the MC over here. I'm signing out.
All right, yo, done now, people. Peace.